Hi children, welcome to Max class. Hope you are all eagerly waiting to continue with the new chapter. Before getting into that chapter, let us see a fact. Letters A, B, C and D do not appear anywhere in the spellings of 1 to 99. I think now you will start thinking ONE1, TWO2. Nowhere these four letters appear. The letter D comes for the first time in 100, D-R-E-D. Isn't it very special? Yes, sir. Yes, children. With this excitement, let us get into today's class. Yes, it's about lines and angles. Let us have a small recap of all the previous knowledge. A line segment has two endpoints. Which has two endpoints here? First line segment PQ or AB or OP. Yes, PQ is a line segment. How to write line segment? We will write PQ with a bar on its top. This is PQ line segment. What about line then? When this line segment is extended on both the sides infinitely. What does mean by infinitely? Without any end, it keeps on going. Then that line segment will become a line. Here AB is a line. How to represent AB a line? Will you every time draw and show this very big lines? No. We use symbols to represent lines with two arrows on either side. Is it clear? This is how we represent line. This is line segment and this one is line. Both are two different concepts. Line segment is part of a line. It's a segment of a line. But line cannot be a segment of line segment. You should know to converse in both the ways. A ray has one end point. Only one end point. And another end point, we don't have end point. It keeps on going endlessly, like sun rays from the torchlight. Okay. So how to represent the ray now? OP ray. What is the symbol? Yes, with only one arrow. See, even the small arrow means a lot in maths. So be careful while you represent line segment and ray. Okay, then what other things we learnt? It's about angles. What is an angle? Yes, angle is formed when lines or line segments meet, or I can say when they intersect. Here in this first picture, how many line segments are there? 1, 2, 3. These three line segments intersect at three different points. Is it always necessary they should meet only at three different points? No, children. These three line segments can meet only at 2 points also. All these three line segments can meet at only 1 point also. How will we have? See, this is one line segment AB. End point should be there without arrow. That will indicates that it is a line segment. This is a line segment AB. This is line segment CA, C or CD. See here we have two line segments intersecting at a point. Three line segment intersecting at a point. Okay. Can we have a diagram where these three line segments meeting at three different points? See. 1, 2, 3. These three line segments meeting at three different points. Same way, in lines also, it is not always compulsory that only two lines should intersect. We can have as many lines as possible. And it is also not compulsory that always all these lines should meet at one single point. As we discussed in line segment, even in lines, they can meet at different points. All these things you will come across networks. Isn't it? Many networks are there, no? In all these networks, we can come across lines intersecting, making angles. So what are the different types of angles we have learned so far? Yes, we all know acute angle, obtuse angle. The spelling is obtuse, OB, obtuse angle, right angle, straight angle and reflex angle. The angle which is less than 90 degree, exactly 90, greater than 90, equal to 180, exactly 180 is straight angle. And if we increase beyond that, we have reflex angle. And the full angle, full rotation, we have 360. One interesting question for you, my dear children. Is it possible to have angles greater than 360? Is it possible to have angles greater than 360 degree? You can discuss this question with your elder brothers and sisters who are studying in higher secondary. Okay, they will give you a good definition and you can share these question answer in group with different answers. I will be expecting answers in the group. Okay, what is the question? Do we have angles greater than 360? And where do we come across such angles in our day-to-day life? Both you have to answer. Okay, children? Okay. Next thing is complementary angles. When the sum of the measure of two angles is 90 degree, the angles are complementary angles. So far we dealt with the types of angles based on the measure of each angle. Here this complementary angles is an idea discussing about two angles. They occur in pairs. Okay, if I add both of them, it should be exactly 90 degree. Only then we can call them as complementary angles. Okay. For example, 30 degree and 60 degree. If I add these two, 30 degree and 60 degree, it is exactly 90 degree. So they are complementary angles. The other way of saying this is, excuse me. Yes, the complement of 63 is 27. The complement of 63 is 27. If I add these two, we get 90 degree. The complement of 27 is 63. They occur in pairs. Complementary angles occur in pairs. If we add, we should have 90 degree. That's the concept of complementary. Here we can come across with the diagrams or with a statement. Is it clear? The next question is, find the angle which is equal to its complement. Come on, tell me. I said complementary angles occur in pairs. You should say me in which angle its complement is also equal. Both should be equal so that if we add both, we get 90 degree. I can say it in other way. Which angle when doubled will give you 90? Which angle should I double it so that I will get 90? Yes, it is exactly 45 degree. So, the angle which is equal to its complement is 45 degree. Okay. If one angle is 45, its complement is 90 minus 45. If 30 is the angle, its complement is 90 minus 30. Hope you understood what is complement. So, to present in paper or in note as a 2-mark question, we will be expecting you to write these statements. So, you can take down this in your class note. Let the required angle be x. Its complement is 90 minus x. That's how we will find complement. And the condition is equal. That is the condition stated here, equal. So, I am equating x is equal to 90 minus x. You know to simplify this equation by bringing the Yes, x to left hand side and 2x is equal to 90. Thus the required angles are 45 degree. Is it clear, my dear children? Now the next concept is, okay, before getting into that, we have one more question. An angle is greater than 45 degree. I have an angle, it is greater than 45 degree. What will be the complement of that angle? It is 90 minus the angle, isn't it? If I have chosen an angle greater than 45 to be 60 degree, no? What will be its complement? 90 minus 60, 30 degree. Now, it's not my question. It's the question is its complementary angle greater than the 45 or equal to 45 or less than 45? By this time you would have answered, yes, it is exactly less than 45. But in proper steps you have to write. So take down these things in your classwork note. How to take down? Let the given angle be x and it is greater than, yes, greater than 45 and the complement is 90 minus x and this should be less than 45 because this x is greater than 45. If I subtract something greater than 45 from 90, it will be less than 45 only because 45 is half of this 90. So if I subtract something more than that half, no, we will get less than that half only. So the required angle is less than 45. Now the next concept is supplementary angles. These things we have already discussed, but this is a revision for you so that you should be able to follow the next concept. When the sum of the measure of two angles is 180 degree, what is supplementary angle? If I add both angles, I should get exactly 180 degree. Then the angles are called as supplementary angles, not complementary here. It is supplementary angles. Supplementary angles. Here, can two angles be supplementary if both of them are acute? Acute in the sense less than 90. I can have even 89, which is 1 less than 90. It's an acute angle. If I add these two 89, 89, is it possible to have 180 degree? Surely not. So the two acute angles cannot be supplementary angles. Can we have with obtuse angles? Obtuse angle is greater than 90. If I add two angles which is greater than 90, surely it will be greater than 180. So two obtuse angles cannot be supplementary angles. What about right angles? Yes, two right angles are supplementary because 90 plus 90 is 180. Is it clear, children? Okay. Now the next concept is very new concept. Here you can see two pictures. It's a leaf and here is a window pane. We have angles here, isn't it? How do they lie? They are near to each other, isn't it? If I draw the angles that is there in that real life picture as a mathematical geometrical diagram, I will have this type of angles. Such angles are called as adjacent angles. Here I have one more picture. Angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. They are lying near to each other. Okay, how to define adjacent angles? If I say they are near to each other, I am drawing two angles like this. Even these two are near to each other. Shall I say these two be adjacent angles? Will you all agree? No, these two have different concept. So, how to define an adjacent angle? These angles have common vertex. Common vertex. This is the common vertex. See, A, D, B. D is the common vertex. B, D, C. Okay, they have common arm. This arm is the common arm. Arm. A-R-M. It's a ray. Okay, and the uncommon arms, non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. These two are not common, no? They should lie either side of the common arm. Then, if I have angles like this, Again I am drawing the same.